You ever just be sittin' there, wonderin' when Georgia women got crowned peaches? Not the fruit, I'm talkin' them. The beauty, the sweetness, the whole vibe. 'Cause somewhere between these streets, these summers, and these southern roots, that name stuck. And I've been tryin' to figure out exactly why. So today, yeah, I'm taking over. We're gonna talk about when it started, how it stuck, and why Georgia women been peaches ever since. See, folks think Callan, a woman at Georgia peach, just came from the fruit. But nah, it's deeper than that. Back in the early 1900s, Georgia was trying to brand itself. Peaches were sweet, soft, and known all over the country. And somewhere along the way, folks started saying the women were the same way. But here's the twist. It wasn't just about looks. It was the attitude. The charm. The way Georgia women carried themselves, sweet when they wanted to be, and tough when they needed to be. So the nickname stuck. And before long, Georgia peach wasn't just a fruit. It was a whole identity. And when you see that moment captured, whether it's in a photo, a GIF, or just in real life, you can't help but smile. Because that's a piece of what makes these Georgia peaches who they are today: confidence, a little bit of playfulness, and that unmistakable southern charm. And it's not just about looks or style. It's the way they carry themselves, the way they bring that energy into everyday life. So when we talk about Georgia peaches, there is something unmistakable about the presence of a Georgia woman. It is not loud. It is not forced. It is simply there, the moment she walks into the room. It is in the way she carries herself. The way she speaks with confidence, even when she is being soft. The way she looks at you like she already knows the answer, even before you say a word. And that is why the nickname stayed. Not because of the fruit, but because of the feeling. A Georgia peach is warm, but she is not to be underestimated. She is kind, but she is not to be played with. She is beautiful, but she is also powerful. And if you have ever seen one in motion, the way she walks, the way she smiles, the way she flips her hair and glances back, you understand exactly why the world remembers them. If we are being honest, Atlanta is the reason the name Georgia peach became legendary. This city gave it a stage, a sound, and a spotlight. When Atlanta grew into a music capital, the world started paying attention. Artists were talking about the women here, celebrating them, and putting that energy into songs that reached every corner of the country. And it was not just the music. It was the culture. The fashion. The confidence that Atlanta women carried with them everywhere they went. You could walk through downtown, through the West End, through Decatur, through College Park, and you would see that same presence, strong, stylish, and unforgettable. Atlanta did not create the Georgia peach. But Atlanta made the world notice. And once the world noticed, the name never faded. It became part of the city's identity, part of the state's identity, and part of the story we still tell today. When I think about Georgia women, it is not just the history or the nickname that stands out. It is the way they make you feel when you are around them. There is a calmness they bring, even when the world feels loud. There is a confidence they carry, even when they are not trying to show it. And there is a strength in them that you notice long before they ever say a word. It is in the way they walk with purpose. The way they speak with clarity. The way they look at you like they can see straight through the noise and into who you really are. And that is something I have always admired. Not just the beauty, not just the style, but the presence. The presence of a woman who knows exactly who she is. Georgia women have a way of making an ordinary moment feel important. A simple smile, a quick glance, a soft laugh. It stays with you longer than you expect. And maybe that is why the name Georgia Peach lasted this long. Because it is not just a description. It is a feeling. A feeling you remember long after the moment is gone. Today, the Georgia Peach is more than a nickname. It is a symbol of modern Southern identity. In 2026, you see it everywhere, in fashion, in music videos, in social media, in the way women present themselves with confidence and pride. Georgia women have blended tradition with evolution. They still carry that classic Southern warmth, but now it is paired with ambition, independence, and a sense of purpose that is impossible to ignore. They are entrepreneurs, creators, leaders, mothers, students, and innovators. They are shaping the culture just as much as the culture shaped them. And the world continues to watch, because the modern Georgia Peach is not just admired. She is respected. When people outside of Georgia talk about Southern women, they often picture the same thing. Grace, beauty, and a calm confidence that feels effortless. But what they do not always understand is the depth behind it. Georgia women are resilient. They have stories, experiences, and strength that come from generations of Southern living. They know how to stand tall in difficult moments. They know how to support the people they care about. And they know how to move through the world with a balance of softness and power. That is why the world pays attention. Because when a Georgia woman walks into a room, she brings history with her. And she brings the future with her, too. The name Georgia Peach has lasted more than a century. And the reason it survived is simple. It still means something. It represents beauty, yes, but also character. It represents charm, but also strength. It represents the past, but also the present. Every generation of Georgia women adds something new to the meaning. A new style. A new attitude. A new level of confidence. And that is why the name never fades. It grows. It evolves. It becomes richer with time. So when we say Georgia Peach today, we are not just repeating an old nickname. We are honoring a legacy that continues to inspire, continues to attract attention, and continues to define what it means to be a Southern woman. It is a name that carries pride. A name that carries history. And a name that carries a feeling you never forget. So as we close this episode, I want to take a moment to appreciate the women who inspired it. The Georgia Peaches, past, present, and future. The women who shaped this culture with their strength, their elegance, their confidence, and their presence. The women who turned simple moments into memories. Who brought warmth into the spaces they entered. Who carried themselves with a balance of softness and power that the world could not ignore. This episode is for them. For the women who made the nickname iconic. For the women who continue to redefine it every day. And for the women who remind us that beauty is more than appearance. It is energy, it is character, it is the way you move through the world. To every Georgia Peach out there. This one is dedicated to you. I am F.W. Burks. And this has been another chapter of The Untold South.